There we go. Hey, everybody, welcome. Larry Bailey here with Mastering Encompass. It's Tuesday at 4 o'clock, and we've got a brand new format. This one's an hour long today, and this is kicking off our 2025 series all about workshops. So I'm going to hold off on all the updated information, and so we can let a few more people roll in over the next minute or so. We'll be inviting those folks in. As always, this is going to be recorded replay. It's going to be posted now over in Mastering Encompass. So everybody, I'm sensitive to this kind of change, right? And so for those that have been following me on communities for a while, 2014, I started the original base camp and then went to work for Kenzie May. And then we talked about it, and that whole thing turned into the admin portal, which I'm super proud of. But I can't get over there because Kenzie May doesn't let anybody just join that community, whatever. Anyway, so I created Mastering Encompass now on a new platform. So there's going to be some changes to a few things. I'm going to spend the first part of this meeting today to really talk about that. I want to reinforce that this meeting is open to everyone, no matter who you work for. No matter where you work, I don't care. And Jesse is part of Lender Toolkit. By the way, Jesse, I hope you're doing fantastic stuff. I read Lender Toolkit's update for the API journey thing. Somebody put it out yesterday, I guess it was, on LinkedIn. So kudos to you for getting all that stuff converted to web. Good luck on the continuation of those products. And everybody is relying upon that. So no pressure. Keep up the great stuff. In any event, I'm going to go ahead and share a screen here in a moment and just kind of go through Mastering Encompass. Everybody did get an invitation. If it totally is not cool that I just ported you over and you don't want to be here, I totally get it. Please just go ahead and cancel things out. I certainly hope that's not the case. What I'm going to share with you is that on the Mastering Encompass platform, it's a little bit more technical. It's got a better UI. It's got better responsiveness. It allows us to post things natively. So I'll finally be able to post native things like rules and forms and code. It also supports communication a little bit better, blah, 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 blah. The thing I really love about it is it's got a native app. I'm waiting for the iOS and Android store approval on that app now. I bet you can't guess the name. It'll be under Mastering Encompass with the two blue shaking hands. That's where you'll find it on the app stores when that comes out. And let me go ahead and share screen. We've got some folks that are joining in now, so I guess now is as good as any. Just a quick thing, again, when you come over and you land, for everyone is where you're going to be. New member info gives a ton of cards in here to kind of explain everything. So hopefully that's helpful. If you still find you're confused on something, please let me know. That means we've got to do a better job of explaining how to use the community. Q&A is a linear place to come in and basically just just like anything else. It's just a place where you can post, ask questions. The reason why this is helpful in here, so like let's say we want to come over and search for super as an example. What I found was nice about the search functionality in here is it'll actually post across any posts that are made, any comments that are made, lessons, if you're using any of the admin coaching or training that we're offering, any events and any members. And so when we do post these replays in there, it'll actually take the transcription of the video and actually search through the video as well for any results. So if you wanted to search for Jesse Weinstock on here, not only will you find members for Jesse, but then you'll also find his information in the events in there, or even in the post. Sorry, Jesse, I'm calling you out so much. So that's there. Updates and news, this is basically my place to come in and post information, whether it's community-based or just general speaking. Across the top of these, you'll see these little tags. These tags will do basically is sort out if we create a post. What I'm trying to do for you basically is help you find things without searching. So in plain language, come over here. if there's market news updates or interviews or announcements, things like that. I think I did a community announcement here earlier. So that you can find easier. We'll update tags as they come out. Again, it's just stop you from having to like search for things, give you some clues and some cues to pick things up. I think this is going to be really helpful when we get out to ICE Experience this year and we pick up information. I'll create more tags. So if you're looking for particular vendors or a particular type of technology or particular subject matter, we'll put that in there. Open events. This is where you can find, by the way, if anybody's going to ICE, please stay for the wrap-up event. It's still $500. Haven't changed the price yet, just because it's beginning of the year. But it basically pays for the room. It's a full day of workshops. You can check out the details if you're interested. For the rest of the year, we go through, again, we're doing these workshops now, not every week. We're doing these every other week. So if we come in, if you come in here used to weekly and we're not here, sorry about that. I just felt the weekly was fine. I think it was a lot for a lot of people. So every other week, and we're going to workshop based it. So the goal is, again, this is a community meeting. So ideally, if this subject matter is something you want to talk through, you kind of bring your own question to the meeting, right? And talk through it. Not just an hour of me talking. That's ridiculous. The whole point is to be a group conversation, just like the picture shows. So as we go through here, if anybody wants to talk about something, raise your hand. I'll take you off mute, and you can kind of go through whatever your thing is. That's the whole point of these workshops. And as we have anything special coming through, we'll go ahead and make an update in case something comes out like a major update or whatever. It'll be in there. Resource Center is meant to be a place where we can distinguish between updates and news. You'll see all the different kinds of tags that are in here. And these are built out with cards. So recently I dropped a KPI input form example, as well as for desktop, as well as for web. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that, again, we kind of, put my money where my mouth is, drop things in here that you can natively grab. Of course, I always encourage you to only put this in your testing environment. Not that I'm afraid of it, but that's there. Some other stuff I'll be dropping here soon. It'll be like a non-modal plugin that I built myself that I tried to share before. I'm going to reshare that because people probably can't find it in the mortgage community. But just things I think that will be helpful, things that we find are helpful on our projects. So we're helping people at Mortgage Workflow Partners. So things I think that you might find interesting. And if you need something, right? If you're like, hey, I'm looking for this thing, feel free to go over to Q&A and ask for that thing. So if you're looking for a particular way to manage a custom input form or a particular code for a business rule or whatever, just ask, and we'll put it over there. At least an answer. Sorry, Lou, but you're looking for every week. Join the admin coaching cohort. You can meet with me every week, as many times as you want. It's only $300 a month. That's no big deal. So all right, so let's get into today's event.